10 fragrances that just sparkle in the summer heat. These fragrances here, these are some beautiful summer citrus fragrances that really have a tendency to open up and sparkle and kind of turn effervescent and really just shine the best in the hot summer heat. And to be honest with you, there aren't a lot of fragrances out there that are suited for really warm days. A lot of them turn sweet and turn kind of nasty. But these 10 fragrances, these just open up. These smell beautiful. These have a sparkling quality to them once you get some heat on them. That's perfect for you guys who live in a hot climate or just live in an area where your summers get brutally hot. You have to choose your fragrances wisely, and these 10 fragrances here, these are going to be perfect for that situation. Make sure you leave some of your favorite summer fragrances down below in the comments, some of fragrances that you wear that really kind of sparkle and pop in the summer heat. So make sure you leave those comments down there, and I hope you're ready to get into the list. I hope to see you at the end of the video as well, so let's get into it. Starting off with the first fragrance, gotta start it off with this one. It's a cheap fragrance, the cheapest one on the list, and really, honestly, probably one of the cheapest fragrances you can get out there that are actually good. This one is Nautica Voyage. Just the original. We're not going with any of the other flankers, not the sports, not heritage, N83, whatever. While those could work and those are great fragrances, I'm sticking with the OG here. There's something about the original, a nice apple, cucumber, musky, aquatic smell that you get from this is just incredible, and I love how this smells in the high summer heat. And again, the best part about this one is you're paying like $12, $13, $14 for a 100ml bottle. Moving up next here, Dior Homme Cologne. Of course, Dior Homme Cologne had to be on this list. It's just one of those fresh summer fragrances that really kind of speak for itself. It's made a name for itself in the community. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous summer fragrance. And in the summer heat, this thing just turns into a straight up freaking weapon. Like, if you want to knock people out on how good you smell, this is the fragrance that's going to do it for you. Because here's the thing, most people in the high summer heat aren't going to be wearing a fragrance. If they are, it's going to be a fragrance that shouldn't be wearing in the high summer heat, and then they're going to be smelling like crap, all musty and sweet and sweaty. That sucks. You don't want to be that guy. And the other people, maybe the smarter crowd, think in their head, yo, maybe it's too hot for me to be wearing a fragrance outside. I'm not going to do it. And so they're not wearing anything. But this is where you come in. This is where you be smart with this and you choose the right fragrance for the job. And that is, of course, Dior Homme Cologne. Even in the super, super high summer heat on those crazy hot, humid days, this fragrance still works. And this is the type of weather that this fragrance likes. It craves those super hot days where you're feeling miserable. But what's nice about this is it's so refreshing and so uplifting, you're not going to be feeling miserable anywhere when you're wearing this one in the summer heat. So I do recommend, this is one of those fragrances that you get your nose on and you try. If you like citrus, if you like summer fragrances, pretty much guaranteed to like this. Moving up next here, we have Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette. Just the good old classic EDT, the blue fragrance that started it all, the blue fragrance that's created waves in the community. We're going with that in this video. Reason why? Simply because this one is the lightest and the most fresh. Now, obviously, it still does have that incense. You get that classic incense grapefruit combination, which this fragrance is known for, and that is just a masterpiece. But again, it is lighter compared to the EDP and the Parfum. So, that's kind of why I'm choosing it here. This one does have more of an effervescent and sparkling quality, especially in the opening compared to its other flankers. And again, in the heat, this stuff really opens up and it smells incredible. It's a classic DNA. This is another one most of you guys have smelled, most of you have tried, but it is still worth including in this video, in my opinion. And in the summertime, I'm going to be reaching for this one a lot. When it's a bit too hot for me to be wanting to wear the EDP or the Parfum outdoors, and I do want to stick with the Bleu de Chanel, I'll be going with the classic EDT. Not going to be really the best performing anymore. I'm sure it's been reformulated through the years, all that good stuff, but the heat will help it to project even more, which is kind of a plus side with this scent. And the fact that it is an eau de toilette, it typically is going to be relatively good on the projection, even though I don't get necessarily the best performance with it without wearing it outdoors, getting some heat on it. But still, a great one that opens up and sparkles in the summer heat. Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette. Moving up to the next one, we've got John Varvatos Artisan Pure. Guys, this one is an incredible scent. Yes, I know it's talked about a lot. Yes, I know it's hyped up quite a bit, but for a good reason. It really is. You know, it's such a unique summer fragrance for the price that you're paying. This could almost be bottled in a niche fragrance and it would still be incredible, and I would still buy it. It is that unique. It is that high quality in my personal opinion. And you're only paying like $40, $45, I believe, somewhere in that price range. It is a bit more expensive compared to, you know, Artisan Aqua, some of the other John Varvatos, just because it is in a bit more demand and it's still a little bit newer, all that good stuff. So a bit more expensive, but still incredibly affordable. And for the bang for the buck that you get with this fragrance, it's incredible. Again, performance is going to be its limiting factor, like with all these other John Varvatos fragrances, but it's not the worst performer. In fact, out of all of their other fresh fragrances from John Varvatos, this one performs the best on my skin. So that's one thing that works good for me. Maybe it'll be the same situation for you as well. Not awful performance like you may expect. So do check this one out. Again, in the summer heat, the stuff just screams. It's incredible. It's so sparkling, effervescent, bright, all that good stuff. I've said that a million times in this video. I'm going to stop now. Obviously, these fragrances are in the video because they do sparkle in the summer heat. I don't need to keep repeating it, so I'm going to stop. John Varvatos Artisan Pure. You get the idea. It's great for summer. Moving up to the next one, we have Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. You get that tonka bean, you get that lemon, you get that vanilla, you get a little bit of like a spiciness in the opening ever so slightly. It's great. It does still have that Chanel Allure Homme DNA. It's in here. It's prominent, obviously, because it's an Allure Homme flanker. But the main focus of this one is the lemon and tonka bean mixture. That's a great combination of notes. It's one of those summer gourmand type of fragrances like I've talked about in the past. Another good example of something like that would be Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Cologne, which is a almond and lemon. It's a great fragrance. You've heard it talked about multiple times, and it basically makes everyone's summer video at some point. Yeah, it's great. It's nice stuff. And while it's not my favorite from the line, I still do prefer Allure Homme Sport. I still do prefer, you know, the original Allure Homme probably. I still do really like Edition Blanche and what it brings to the table. And again, in the summertime, this stuff works great. And, you know, it is a bit more sweet. So that is one thing that may kind of throw some of you guys off. But trust me, give it a shot on some of them warmer days. It'll impress you. It doesn't get too sickeningly sweet and nasty like some other fragrances do that you would expect from this one. So really nice for the summer. It's a great one here. Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Moving up next, we've got Versace Pour Homme, Versace Signature, whatever you would like to call it. This one, without a doubt, is another one that is perfect to wear on the really, really warm days. Just like how I talked about Dior Homme Cologne is probably the best in general to wear on the super, super hot days. This one probably comes in at a close second. I mean, this stuff is so fresh. It's so invigorating. Just for those really hot summer days, it's something that will cool you off, will make you feel refreshed, and that really just smells super, super pleasant. It's a compliment monster. I mean, this DNA is just killer. So you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. It's just incredible stuff. Very affordable as well. So I do recommend you guys get this one, even though it is old, even though it is probably labeled as generic at this point and all that good stuff. It's still a great fragrance nonetheless. And again, for those really, really warm days, this is a great option to go with. Up next here, we have Terre d'Hermès Eau Tres Fraiche, a fantastic flanker to the Terre d'Hermès line. If you like that DNA, but you want something a bit more fresh, light, and wearable, definitely go for this one here. Really nice stuff. A lot of citrus in the opening. Get some of that wood, some of that vetiver, but the main focus is on that citrus. It's great, great stuff. Nice, fresh scent that is very unique. Typically, fresh fragrances don't smell like this one. The Terre d'Hermès line is pretty unique. It is something quite different, and because of that, this fragrance is also different as a result. And, you know, for fresh fragrances, that's pretty uncommon. But this one is really, really nice stuff. Basically, no one around you is going to be wearing this thing, and, you know, you're going to be standing out in the summer heat with this one. We're starting to work our way down to the end of the video here. Up next, Bvlgari Aqua Marine. Talked about this one a number of times on the channel. It's a great scent for summertime. Nice, fun, fresh, aquatic fragrance. It smells just like being by the water in the summer, having a good time. No other way to put it. It's a few others from Bvlgari from this line you could put in here as well. Aqua Atlantique is one of my personal favorites that I thought about putting in this spot, and it could work in this spot. I've worn Aqua Atlantique on some hot days, like some of the hottest of the hot days. I wore it just because I love the fragrance in summertime and I like to wear it a lot, and it kills it. It does great. But I am going with this one because, you know, it's in my opinion probably better suited for those warm days. Even though, you know, Aqua Atlantique is a blue fragrance, therefore it has ambroxan. It's a bit more mass appealing and generic, so it's maybe on the safer side. You know, for the really, really hot days, this type of DNA, the fact that it is lighter, doesn't have like that sweet aquaticness that Aqua Atlantique has, I think this would probably be overall a safer bet on those really hot days. Regardless, they both work. They're, you know, Bvlgari aquatic fragrances. That's what they're made for, is the summertime. But this one is really nice, really fun, relaxing smelling summer fragrance. Moving up to the second to last fragrance, we got another one from Versace. This one is Versace Man Eau Fraiche, a classic fragrance at this point. Talked about a lot. It's been worn a lot. One of my personal first designer fragrances, all that good stuff. Even to this day, still is a great fragrance. It's an amazing summer fragrance. Even to this day, it is still worth the price. It's still worth picking up and wearing. Finally, the last fragrance we have on this list, Yves Saint Laurent Y EDP. I love this fragrance. I've really come around to it. This nice, fresh, invigorating, citrusy opening, drying down to something a tad bit sweet, but still not too sweet in my opinion for summer heat. Some may disagree. Some may want to stick with the EDT, and you could do that. I still do really enjoy the EDP though, especially in the summertime. In that heat, it does warm up, sweeten up a little bit more, but not necessarily in a bad way. At least on my skin, it doesn't get too crazy. I do like it in the heat when it opens up and develops like it does. Great fragrance here. Again, a bit more expensive being a YSL, but it is worth the price. Incredible performance from this one too. Like, it's very strong both in projection and longevity. It's pretty hard to beat this one. All around, it's a pretty solid fragrance, and you know, I really like it, and I can recommend it to you guys. So that's gonna do it for me. That was 10 fragrances that really sparkle in the summer heat. They really shine and do their best once you get some heat on these. So again, make sure you let me know down in the comments what fragrances you would put in this video, and of course, all these will be linked down below in the description, so you can pick them up and check them out there. I'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.